All right, guys, this time I'm bringing you something a little bit different. So we had a customer call us with an MR2 locally, and he had the car built by a shop, and according to what he's saying, and this is not to target any shop or anything, hey, things happen, you know, and I just took on the job to help the guy out, which normally I don't do. I don't get involved normally in cars that are built from somebody else, because at the end of the day, everybody has their combination, everybody has their way of doing things. I don't like to get involved in that. But the only reason why I helped this particular guy out was because he's here in Florida now, and the car was built pretty far up north, out of state, in a whole nother state, and he doesn't have the means of getting the car back there. And again, he reached out, asked me to help him. Very nice guy. So what happened with this particular build was, according to what he says, is it blew a head gasket. So again, I don't like getting involved in things like that because there could be a lot of underlying issues. The car seems to be put together very well, has a Haltech R3 in it. They did the harness very nice, has, you know, pistons. I don't know what rods are in it because I can't see that. So I pulled the head already on the motor, and sure enough, it did blow a head gasket in number 2 cylinder. Now, I don't know why it blew a head gasket. I was not able to look at the log. When I took the car in, I actually picked it up, towed it here. It wasn't running because he claimed it had blown a head gasket and pushed a bunch of water out. So I started to get to work on it right away. I didn't see the log in the ECU and see exactly what happened. I'm not even sure if the ECU might even be password protected. I'm not sure about any of that. I just basically, he doesn't think it was. He said he got on the road, pushed it, and third gear or something, it blew a head gasket. So if you see right here, you can see where it blew the gasket. So you see that dark spot right there. It definitely pushed water out. One thing I tell everybody, and this is my opinion, again, everybody has their way of doing things. On a street setup, guys, if you want something to be reliable, not have a lot of problems, I always try and stay away from high compression. It's great to, I guess, spool the turbo and do all that, but turbo technology has come so far. You don't need to put a bunch of compression in a motor to get it to spool the turbo real fast, you know. I mean, there's ball bearing turbos, there's all kinds of, there's Japanese companies, there's, you know, Pulsar that makes cheap ball bearing turbos that are really good. There's so many options out there that when you go to high compression, you just shrink your reliability factor down big time. You know, it's gonna make more power if you can get it to hold and make the boost that you want, yes, but on an everyday car like this, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. You know, like, stay away we don't want problems. These guys want their cars to run and just drive them and be happy with them. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get this thing back together for him. So what I'm gonna do is go to a thicker Cometic gasket just to bring some of the compression down. Over here is his cylinder head that we got resurfaced. It was out about 3/1000ths, and I actually ground on the head here some to reduce some compression as well. Here's the head gasket, so you can see the gasket again right there. That's where it blew, number 2 cylinder. You can see there it's kind of at a round. So yeah, at the end of the day, man, I like to have these guys run their cars and just be happy and drive them and be, again, reliable. So we relashed the head. It did have some tight clearances on some of the valves. It's got some GSC cams in it. Again, nice build, you know, a lot of good parts. It's running a drive-by-wire setup, but with like a factory style intake manifold. Also, the turbo is a Zona rotor that fits into a factory turbine housing, I believe. So that's the turbo setup. It does have this electronic wastegate that I'm going to get rid of. I'm going to go to a mechanical Turbo Smart that runs an internal. You know, again, it's one of those things. He did want to go with a aftermarket header, a new turbo setup, but I told him, look, man, let's get this thing running first. Let's make sure everything with the car is good. Have some fun in it, drive it. If after you feel you want more power, then we'll go from there and see what it can make for power. So we are in the process of putting this thing back together. I have to clean the deck on the block, so I'm going to sand that down some to make sure we get any high spots out of there and clean up that little carbon area where it blew the gasket. I have to modify this to get this on, and just start piecing it back together. So let's get this thing going. All right, guys, got the head on, got the head gasket on, everything ready to go. Got the front plate on. I actually got the motor jacked up so I could work on it easier. Injectors are in. I'm putting the cams in now. It's got a set of GSC 703 stage 1 cams, intake and exhaust. So I'm gonna get those in. I lashed the valves, had to recheck all the clearance, make sure everything was cool. Got that all set up already. Got all the hoses and stuff plumbed in on that side, the coolant hoses. So it's got these cool TCS Motorsports coolant hoses. Those are pretty badass. So Ty over at TCS makes these cool deals. So got that in. Pretty much everything's plugged in there. I'm just waiting. I got to get the turbo on. Once I get the turbo on, I can get these other coolant lines on. So yeah, chipping away. Get the cams in, get this thing timed, and then I'll get the exhaust on and hopefully firing up maybe today or tomorrow. No rush. I take my time when I do this, so it's making sure everything's the way it needs to be. Let's go. MR2 is down on the ground and completely assembled. So I'm going to push this thing outside now, get it fired up, but here you go. You get a view of it together. Motor's clean. Assembly looks good. Everything came out, you know, pretty nice. When they built this car, they did a good job. You know, all the fab work's nice. You know, just has some pretty basic stuff, like I said, as far as intake manifold, turbo assembly. We might modify it and put something bigger, but let's get this thing pushed out, see if it fires up, and go from there. Got the MR2 outside. Got a wasp here, bastard. And put some fuel in it real quick, 5 gallons of E85 just to top it off. Gonna just drive it around the block real quick just to check coolant level after and all that. It's kind of loud. Let's see how loud this thing is. It's got no muffler on it, so I'm expecting it to scream a little bit. So here we go. The fans are on already. How about the old MR2 sweep on the tack? That's pretty cool. All right. Suspension feels stiff. Drives really good. I guess, man, I haven't driven an MR2. I can't even tell you how long. All right, so we got the MR2 running, and unfortunately, man, as I tried everything, I burped the coolant system, did everything that I think I could do, and this thing's running hot, and I'm not happy about it. So we have to figure out how to get the water temperature down. This thing hovers right at around 200 degrees. And for me, that's just way too hot. There's no reason. What I saw on the log is when he tried and tested the car, when it hurt the head gasket, it was at the same 200 degrees. The first second he got on it, put some boost in it at about, I think it was like over 100 mile an hour, the temperature started to climb. So I got this thing all apart. I was trying to bleed the system over there, bleed the radiator. I did all that. Just trying to get all the air out of it. Cap is off and nothing we can do, man. So I'm going to check there's the R3 in it, pretty cool. Like I said, it's got a great ECU. I'm gonna check the thermostat for one, and we're gonna pull the radiator out, check that out, make sure that's in good shape, make sure it's healthy. We might change fans, I don't know. These MR2 fans seem to pull and move a lot of air. So I kind of hate to do that. This is an original radiator, so I'm just going to double check and make sure it doesn't have a bunch of crap in it. Again, check the thermostat. So we are down for now. No driving in this thing until we can get the water temperature down. So stay tuned for the next video, guys. I will give you an update on the cooling system and see what thermostat's in it, and we'll go from there. So take it easy. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.